Alright guys, time for another video. This is all requested by the people in the Discord. Although I will tell you the plays that I will be taking and I'll share that in the Discord. I'll give some on Twitter, but let's take a look at Bitcoin. I was out for a little bit, had a family emergency, so I haven't been at the charts. This is my first time actually sitting down and reviewing charts with you guys. So with Bitcoin, I mentioned, we were in the chop zone. We finally had that breakout a couple of days ago, um, and I'm looking at either rejection here at 31,400-ish. Okay, that should send it down. But if we get a retest around 29.2 to 28.5, and I'll show you how I got that number, that's where I want to punt a long. But for now, I want to see Bitcoin consolidate and cool down. And I think alts are going to keep running. So I think the focus should go back into alts. And I'll share the ones that I'm looking at. But for Bitcoin, if we take a look at the 4-hour chart, and I shared this in the previous videos as well, but this was the previous high, right? And we had broken from it. I mentioned if we had swing failured, that would have been a short opportunity, but we never got that swing failure, right? So we took out the highs, right, and we closed above. Okay, next candle confirmed the SR flip, and then we just went higher. So there was no trigger to short there. I don't know why people were trying to short. Whenever you see a big move like that, everyone wants to short. Okay, so the reason I got the 29.2 to 29.3 number or 28.5 number was 29.2 or 29.3 is a retest of the highs. Okay, so this was support. We flipped it to support. So if we do go higher, then I do want to see us bounce from the support line. And then I'm going to DCA within this box over here, and this box is back down to the 28.5 level. Okay, we broke out from this range here, right? We were in a range for so long. Here's your range lows, and I mentioned, we had swept the liquidity twice, okay, pushing us further up. Now, the lows now are going to be 29,100, okay? So I am looking for something. We might possibly go higher from here, but if we do, I'm looking for something like this, and then back down, and then possibly higher, okay? Um, if I take a look at this, I don't know how much higher we'll go, but we did put in a 4-hour uh, we took out these lows here. Okay, we could come back down and take this low here, but we did. I think we took out this 4-hour order block, or at least touched it briefly. Not even. Okay, we could come back down here and get this liquidity, but I'm still hoping to get a retest of 29.2. Now this could take days. Okay, this here over the next couple of hours should send us into that 20 or 31.3k level, and this is that level that I was talking about. So this resistance. Okay, I'm just going to mark that red so you guys see it, and let's go back on the 4-hour. So I'm expecting this push up here, right? We can still wick above, but I would like to see rejection from there and then down. It's the weekend, okay? So false moves can happen, but I would love to get long, and this would be my play. I would love to get long around 29. I'm gonna front run this, so let's call it 29,325 ish. Okay, and we're gonna place our stops below. Safest stop would be like right here, 28k, and straight into 33. Okay, so this is your DCA section. Your entry is around 29.325K, and you're going to DCA within this zone here, and that's down to 28.5K, and then hope for a move higher. Now, obviously, we can reject right here and then just die, but I would be surprised if we do not have a solid bounce and retest from this area. And this is going to be a swing play, right? If we do take a loss, and this is going to be a spot, okay? So like if you are going to take this on futures, then just note that's a 1.3k difference from entry to stop loss. So please position yourself accordingly. But this is going to be the play. I would take a possible short scalp at 29 or sorry 31.3k, and stop loss would be, what is that? 30. No, that's too high for a scalp. 31.87K. Okay, so if I go back on the 4 hour, this is what we're looking at. Looking for entry around 31.3K, stop loss at 31.865. It's a 1.7%, and I'm looking back down to this entry here. Okay, so that will be my play for Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin dominance, I did mention this, right? We went and rejected from this weekly resistance. All right, we even put in, that's a terrible doji. When you see rejection off like resistance, right? Good for alts, bad, or I wouldn't call it bad for Bitcoin, but just good for alts. Okay, Bitcoin can still stall or consolidate. Now, you are looking to exit longs from alts at areas of support, and currently, I would possibly get out of alts for and get back in around this level. So 7.26% down to 47.26 down to 47%, right? Lose that, then alts are going to keep running, and the next area of support is probably going to be, well, this SR flip here at 46.43 and then 45.6%. Okay, these are areas where you want to get out of your alt positions, or at least take profit. Okay, you take profit at support levels from Bitcoin dominance, and then you get into longs around resistance rejections for Bitcoin dominance. So those are the levels that I'm looking for. I would possibly take profit around this level here. Again, that's 47.26% down to 47%. I would take profits, and then if we keep going down, right, you can always compound. If we do something like this, right, and then if we reject, then you can compound more on your alts there, take profit here, lose that, right, turn this into resistance, add more to your longs there, and take profit there. That's Bitcoin dominance. Let's take a look at ETH. ETH did break out of this resistance. We rejected briefly, right? But it was a very quick dip, and then we just broke out. Now, we haven't had a proper retest. It doesn't mean it's going to happen anytime soon, but if we are looking for a rejection, this is your supply zone around 2230 to about 2340-ish. This is resistance. Why can't I get these colors straight? So that's your resistance. I would love to get long around for spot retest around 2022. It's still resistance. I know we have broken above it, but we haven't turned it to support yet. And then I would like to get, I don't know if we get here, so I'm going to front run it just a little bit. That retest right there, around 1938, but I'm going to front run it, and I'm looking for something around here. This is where I want to get long. Right. Now, if you guys have been watching my videos, I mentioned that the trend is your friend. You're going to keep longing it until broken, right? You can go back as far as you want, but we've just been bouncing off this trend line. So if we do keep going higher, then I expect us to bounce from here and then go much higher into this supply zone. But I think it's time for a pullback. We are approaching another resistance here. So we can go back up to 2150-ish before coming back down. Am I going to take a short scalp? No. I'd rather long pullbacks than try to short the top here. If we do go lower, I would love to get into this demand zone here. That's if we do go lower. But I'm going to start my bidding around 2022, DCA around 1960 if we get there, and then I will add more to my position in this area if we get there. This is a spot, okay? Now ARB. I mentioned this previously in the videos and in the discords, right? Broken trend lines, retests are the perfect place to get in. Okay, we even had one here. We broke out, retested perfectly, and kept going higher. Now, with Bybit, this has broken all-time highs. This is going to keep running. It's in price discovery. So if you guys are going to keep shorting it, you're adding fuel to the fire. I'm going to remove this here. And if we were to draw some fibs, right, you could have seen, oops, one sec. Let's actually draw resistance lines first. So here, this was all-time high according to Bybit, right? We rejected from it, came back down. We have yet to flip it to support. So if we do get here, this is where you want to get long, right? Um, if I were to draw fibs, sorry, let's draw, it doesn't matter where you draw from, but let's draw, it from here. Now, I haven't changed my fibs. We should have rejected from the 1.618 level, but knowing that um, it broke price discovery according to Bybit, it's going to keep running higher than most think. Now, trigger for short would be, break down here, get long, or sorry, turn it to resistance, and then you'll short it to the entry here. Now, this is an OP. This is where I want to add to spot. This can keep going higher. Okay. Now, $2 is going to be a psychological level for rejection. And yes, I do think this is going to $2, but there's no point of aping in right now. Now, although previous all-time high is here, right, we've broken out, you could see a front run, so possibly getting long around 1.58ish down, and DCA down to 1.46 is your play. Okay, I will give a call for ARB in the discords, and we're just going to play it level by level. Okay. So don't short this until you see a trigger. I don't see a trigger to short this, so yeah, just stay away. Sol mentioned this on the last video. It had broken out and you wanted to long the breakout, right? Now it bounced perfectly from range lows. There was a deviation here. We reclaimed it, held it right, and now we are at mid-range. We turned mid-range into support, and now we're going for range highs. Okay, yes, I do think this can go. Let's draw actual lines here. Here are your range highs. This is your mid-range. And this was your range lows. So we've turned mid-range into support. You're either looking at two things if you want to get short, okay? You are looking for deviation back into mid-range to range lows. That's where you will short with your stop loss probably above 24.5. That's your trigger if you want to short, or you're looking at rejection at range highs. Okay, so this could go above here just like what it did over here. Take out the liquidity, put in a swing failure, and come down. So if we do something like that, again, that's where you want to short. Otherwise, you're looking for a possible double top, and then that's where you're going to short as well. We rejected from this daily OP, right? Came back down. We are still in it. This is an indecision candle currently, so I would be waiting to see what happens if we lose here or range highs for a short. I'm not going to short this, but if we go on a lower time frame, you are looking to possibly get long at this OB. We can actually take it a little further down. I'm going to remove this. So entry would be here at $23-ish. If we do deviate back down, right? DCA 22.56 and add one more at 22.23. So your play would be something like this back to range highs if we do break down. Now, I wouldn't get long right here. I want to see how this daily closes. If it's an indecision candle, then we're just going to wait. But I do think this can go and touch range highs again at $27. 4 hour, let me see something. Yeah, I'm just waiting. I don't see an entry point other than $23 to get long. Unless, we just range here and we come back for a third tap of that support, then 23.8 is going to be a good entry. But I would just wait. Link shared this in the Discord on stream the other time for dimensions, but this is your resistance. 7.68ish was your resistance, right? We are at a daily order block currently. So we are looking at a break above and flip to go long, okay? And we will long until here are your levels. Right? Let's see how it happens. Let's see what happens around 7.68ish. It is the weekend, anything can happen. But trend has been holding, and you're going to long the trend until broken. Okay? So DCAing around 7.67 down to 7.5 could be the play. Now, I'm not going into Link right now. I'll let you know if I do. The only plays I'm currently going into are ARB, ETH, Bitcoin. I'm in OP and Blur. I gave a play for Blur. Injective. Link play would be this, by the way. Long trend until broken. Stops will be below the low here, and then we're going to target 9.5. This would be a spot play, of course. Okay, all these plays are going to be spot. If you are going leverage, then just note of the stop loss, and you can actually tighten at 7.1. Injective. One sec. Huge demand. I mean, there's a smaller demand zone here, so you could take a scalp play here. Yeah, I know it's far away. Patience is your friend. Okay, so that's the scalp play, and we'll go higher. But you have a stronger demand zone here. More consolidation in the zone, lots of bids left unfilled. That's where I would take the play if we do come back down. Okay, now let's take a look on a higher time frame here. We are at a weekly order block. Okay, there is $8.19 was resistance. We had broken above. The next major resistance doesn't come until here, in my opinion, so 9.27. We could go there before having a rejection. If you do want to take a play off a weekly, then an SR flip attempt would be at 8.2. Now, yes, wicks can happen. Okay, it's where the candle closes is what I'm looking at. So yes, we can wick back down, but still close above here. That would be a great place to get long. But yeah, 8.2 could be another good point of entrance for Injective. I'm still going to be setting these bids for myself on spot, and if we do get them, great. I wouldn't short strength, but if you are going to try to take a scalp short, then 9.27 with tight stop loss at 9.43. Right, you'd have to go on lower time frames to get your TPs. It's a 9-hour trade. Blur. We are at high time frame resistance. Okay, this chart looks exactly like OP before it broke out. See, here's this, and here's OP. Right, I gave the OP play in Discord, but Blur, I would love a retest of this breakout. That's where I have my buy area. Okay, so if we get to 6. I think I put 6.8 just front running it, and then DCA would be at 64 cents and 61.6. that would be an area where I want to get long. I do think this can keep running, but I would love to get long at the retest. Take profits would be at 81.7 cents and 89.9 cents, or 89.9 cents, and $1.07. The plays are given in the Discord, guys, so yeah, I'm going to be focusing more on Discord plays. Atom, I haven't looked at this chart in a while, so let's take a look at Atom. Whoops. Possible. Well, it did break out. $11.63 is where I want to get long. This would be an SR flip. So if you guys are trying to get long, this would be an area. Whoops. Stops around 11.1. If we get back in under this range, then I will cut my losses early. But this could go to this order block here on the daily before a rejection. So this retest, something like this makes sense. And no, I never mark it into anything. Okay. This is a demand zone. And for all those people that were trying to, short a bear flag or whatever, if you guys saw this and the bear flag and you're trying to short it, there's no confirmation. Okay, so that's an area where we could possibly reject. That's where I want to get long. I'm not going to short anything for a while. I see strength in alts. But this could run. Yeah, to about the highs again. 35% move. Get in on the retest. Either here, or if we don't get there, then the retest of the breakout. Okay. Someone suggested this. Whoops. Someone suggested this. I've never really looked at Woo, but it looks good. We have strong resistance coming up. Any pullback on this coin, in my opinion, is a buy. It held the trend. Here is your retest there. I think if this pulls back to 27.5, actually, this is a good area to get in. 28.6 cents and 27.5 cents. Anything below is great. Like if we come back down to retest here, that's what I would love. But I think this goes higher. So if we get back down to this area, that's your buy area. Again, 27.5 and 28.5. AI narrative, picking up again. Why am I drawing this on the 4-hour? On the daily, we had a breakout. So I would love to get long on the retest. I don't know why this coin's running or what is running with the narrative, but start DCAing. We also broke this resistance too. So 38.6 down to 35.3 is where I want to get long. So here. There was a beautiful demand zone here that filled perfectly and went higher. There is an order block that got filled. If we do come back here, this is where you want a DCA. Yeah, so it's the top of that zone. So entry would be at 38.72, DCA 35.5, and hopefully we go higher. I'm probably looking at these highs being taken out. First, I mean, I can see that resistance being taken out. You have a giant inverse head and shoulders deviation here. Target. I doubt this goes that high, but you know, from a technical standpoint, back to 96 cents. Anyways, that's where you want to get long. Let's just play it for shits and giggles. Retest at 38.72 and DCA at 35.52. RNDR, same exact breakout that OP had, and same with, I think it was Woo. Yep. People are mistaking these for bear flags. We broke resistance, we flipped it to support, now we're going higher. Where do I want to get long on this? Or if I were to get long, I'm not getting long on this coin. It was a suggestion. I do think this can go to, well, we are at an order block. Man. I don't know the technicals of this coin. How it moves and whatnot. Okay. Probably something. These highs getting taken out. Here was your range lows. Work with me. Right. There was your range lows. There is your deviation. We are almost at mid-range. Actually. Okay, there's your mid-range. But this was your breakout. Okay, so if you are getting long in this coin, for whoever mentioned RDR, then your entry point is going to be $1.64, and you're going to DCA down to 1.55. It makes sense to reject from here. Yeah, see, we flipped that to support. So on a lower time frame, right, coming back down to that makes sense, and then go higher. So 1.64 is your entry. Stop loss is wide, so this would be a spot play and go higher. OP, this is a play that I gave, to the Discord. TP1 has hit. I am looking for a flip of 2.64, but I will compound. Um, if we get back down to 2.42, I will compound my profits back into this play. I do think this goes higher. I'm looking for $3. Not looking to short this, but if I do short it, around $3 is where I will short. Okay, so those are the coins that were suggested. Slowly getting back into stuff after being gone for so while or so long. So I'm just looking at charts again. So please tag me if you have any questions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone.